Another week, another trading cycles video. We've made it to week 36 of the year 2023. Before we continue here, do keep in mind we do not provide financial advice. All the content that we share is intended for educational purposes only, and always trade the price and not the prediction. How are you going, Urmas?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much for asking. I hope everyone else as well. And you as well, Eric.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Good, good. So, yeah, another week indeed. And it's been a good week, actually, on the upside, as we saw last week. Yeah. So it was going really well and really according to our guidelines here, or whatever, prediction, if we put it that way. Yeah. So that's what we thought might still happen. Now, the prediction lines have been changed a bit, but I'll come back to that a bit later. So let's go through those things step by step, and let's see where it takes us. So let me just get my screen on here. Yeah. So what we did predict by the seasonality last week, for spiders at least, we thought that the top will be on Tuesday, and then the market will decline. What actually happened was that there was quite good raise on the markets, and it only declined on Friday. And it was more in accordance again with Qs. So basically, Qs did predict that the high point will be on Thursday, rather. So again, as we have seen before, the Q's prediction, kind of on seasonality at least, is following the market better, and our market follows that better, whatever way you want to look at it. So, but obviously, technology sector is taking quite a good chunk of S&P as well. So that is possibly why we have that huge of an influence there by technology sector, and that's why we see that. And looking into 50-day moving average, it did bounce off of that 30% level, and last week we saw another raising week. Yeah. So basically, if it goes above 50% level, then we might be on bullish territory again, but at the moment it's kind of mixed, so it's not really clear signal yet, but let's keep that in mind at least. Yeah. Now sector rotation is kind of moving away from that leading sector. It's now empty completely, and those leaders have been falling, and technology, as we see, is now in the bottom here. Yeah. So obviously it doesn't have to go through all that round. It might bounce back a bit and then decline again to the red zone. So that's something to bear in mind. It's not always rotating in perfect circle. Yeah. But it is kind of makes us a bit worried that obviously the green sector is empty now. There are some leaders, or at least possible leaders, coming from here. And what we see are these kind of defensive sectors, like energy. We got materials there. Yeah, what else? We got financials is also raising. Yeah, quite good. Real estate as well. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. These are sectors to keep in mind at the moment. So these are on the rise at least for the time being. Now, fear and greed was last week. It was in neutral zone. Now it has moved back to greed zone again. It was tick over that edge there. Yeah, at least.
Greedy.
So
everyone's
a bit of greed. It's back. Yes, obviously. No one wants to miss out on rising markets. Yeah. And obviously sometimes it is quite deceiving. So basically, yeah, when markets are topping, they will give plenty of opportunities to be stopped out. So you need to be really careful with that. So if you do take a position, then be careful with those as well, because the market is very choppy in those situations, and you can be stopped out very easily. Yeah. So I would rather like to see some sort of trend forming before to make any long-term decisions, at least. Short-term trading is okay, obviously, in these conditions, if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Now, astrologically, what we saw last week, there was Uranus was turning retrograde, yeah, last Tuesday, and it kind of pushed the markets higher as well from there, yeah, quite heavily. Now today, when we are recording this video here, is Monday the 4th, which is Labor Day in US, so markets are closed there, but European markets were open, and it's quite an important day actually, because Venus is turning now direct after 2 months of being in retrograde motion, and on the same day Jupiter is turning retrograde, so kind of points out another turning point, a possible turning point, at least on some markets. Although the whole week itself is quite positive in regards to those aspects, though when we have Sun and Mercury conjunct, then that might be another turning point on the markets as well. So that's something to bear in mind, at least for a short term. Yeah. Seasonally, we are still in negative territory, as I've been telling for quite a while now, and the main negativity comes in on the second half of the month. I will come back to that a bit later now in more detail. Now, decade cycle, what we have here optimized for US markets, did show quite good rising markets for last week. Now this week it's kind of rolling over a bit, so maybe the second half of the week is not so good anymore, which is quite usual as well when we have those holiday weekends or long weekends. Then before that, markets tend to rise quite heavily, and after that there will be a short decline as well. So that kind of fits the bill here as well. Yeah. Although we should see another rising week there after this one, so might be a quite good week. And as we see from one of the next slides, I will show what I mean by that. Now, VIX index is still in that danger zone. There is a top coming in the end of September, so that's something we need to bear in mind. So obviously we haven't seen any good volatility yet. It might be coming still. Okay. Now, seasonally, this week should be, as we see here, a rising week until Thursday, the 7th, and then decline. It has happened so 8 times out of 12 that markets have been rising on that period of time. Same for the Qs, although the rise is a bit sharper. Okay. Now, if we look at the seasonality in more detail now, for this week, as we see here, the days that might see rising markets are quite limited. We got only Wednesday, so the end of the week might be more negative there. What we see though from the following week, from 11th of September until 15th, that is quite positive week historically, and that's I think where we see the market topping out now. And if we look further from here, we got that very negative seasonal period coming in, and day by day it's been very negative as well. So that's what I was talking about earlier, and then what I'm referring now as well. So September is usually quite negative month for US markets, at least, or equity markets. Yeah, if we put it correctly. Yeah. All right. So and economic calendar is not so packed this week. So basically in US markets is very slow. On European markets, we will see GDP numbers coming out, which has been falling now, quarter after quarter, and basically we might come to negative territory again at some point, yeah. So things are not looking good. Also, Germany's inflation numbers are coming out on Friday. So prediction is slight decline from 6.2 to 6.1, but how it's going to play out, let's wait and see then. Yeah. All right, so number side is quite clear. Let's look at the charts as well. So S&P, as I mentioned, I did correct that prediction here at these lines a bit, yeah, according to our turning points here and seasonality as well. So that's what I see at the moment. Then. So the next turning point, important one, is on the 11th, and then we got one coming up on the 15th, yeah. And from there on, we got very strong seasonal decline coming. All right. Now looking into gold market did turn, as we saw last week already, and it's been rising now. There is another period coming up from the middle of the month until the end, yeah. So that's another possible bullish period there, yeah. And Bitcoin, let's see, Bitcoin has been following this pattern as well quite closely. So basically, we are in seasonal bearish period. It did jump up a bit, but then declined back. So yeah, nothing good is going on there. Obviously, there are some developments in progress at the moment. There are quite many ETFs that are waiting for approval. I think about 5-6 at least, yeah, at the moment. And now they have been postponed again to October time. So basically, it's not looking good. And I think our seasonal decline is quite accurate in that sense. So until the end of month, it's not going to show any bullish signs here. Okay. So at least at the moment, I wouldn't bet on Bitcoin. All right. And WIX, as we did speak earlier, yeah, it hasn't had any good activity. It's back to this line now, basically touching that 12-13 point line. So no volatility at the moment, or nothing serious going on at least. Okay. Let's wrap it all up then, I think, for the week. Let's see what we have coming. Obviously, there are some indications that the market might be topping out. Be aware of some levels here, like these highs and lows of previous times. So basically, we did touch this level now. Let me just put one down here as well. And there is one coming up at the very top of this recent top, yeah. So something to keep in mind. We might have a double top here, or we might see a bit higher prices, obviously, and then decline. So the scenarios will be there, and you need to be aware of those, obviously, as well. Okay. So let's wrap it up then and see how it goes, actually. Yeah?
All right, yeah, let's do that. Thank you very much, Urmas, as always, and thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, as well as doing that, click the bell notification icon so you get notified when we upload next. If you have any questions, any recommendations, leave those in the comment section down below, and also click that like button for the video so we know that you're watching and you are enjoying the content that we share. But that's it from me. Feel free to share the video with anyone you think might find it useful, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.
Yes, see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.